bw'aba asiize enziro n'ayogera ebigambo ebingi we bawa obukulembeze.
And yet you would find someone that has spoken ill about you being chosen as the leader.
So nensalawo okugamba nti ebyobufuzi mbivuddemu.
So I decided to say I've quit
Ngamba
being
kankole
that.
foundation, I help my people, or I go on ground and help them without being a politician.
Nensalawo nti kankole ekitongole ekiyamba abantu nga sigenze mu byabufuzi nga mbayamba mbatuukako mwene.
Family yange netuula
And my family sat.
ne bagamba don't give up,
Bagamba tobiwanika.
why don't you come back?
Bagamba lwaki tokomawo.
Nakaaba nnyo nga kalu kankubi
I really cried when I lost the vote.
nnyo
When
nagenda mu kisenge nenkaba nengamba Katonda,
When I lost the elections, I really cried.
nengamba Katonda, why?
And I said, God, lwaki?
I have never been a failure.
Siremererwangako.
Why have I failed?
Lwaki nnemereddwa ku luno?
Nemanya nti ebyobufuzi bikoze ki?
So I was like, politics,
But Katonda
not my
yali
game.
alina another plan for me,
Naye Mukama yali alina enteekateeka endala ku lwange.
a different plan.
Ate nga yanjawulo
Towanze
nnyo.
nagamba, no, why God, why don't you first give me this?
That's why I said, Katonda lwaki nze nga mugamba lwaki
Because
nze
ekyo
tompa
kino
kino?
kyembadde njagala
For
bira
this is
ojja
what I
kubimpa
want.
tokampa sooka ompe kino ekitono.
I told him, you will give me the other big things, but I want this small one
Kyo
first.
Katonda yali alina ekinene ekisinga ku ekyo.
And yet God had a bigger thing than what I prayed.
So nensalawo obuta giving up nentambula.
And I decided not to give up, and I kept on.
Nanoonya akalwa emyaka ena.
I sought for the win of vote for 4 years.
Ekisanja kirina emyaka emeka?
How long does a term go?
Etaano.
It's 5 in Uganda.
But I looked for election. I started canvassing for votes from 2018, 2019, 2020 up to 2020.
Naye natandika okubaganya abantu okubasaba akalulu n'okuboogera nabo kuva 2018, 19, 20 mpaka 21.
Bwe natuuka nga tuli kumpi tuuka mu kalulu tugenda kulonda,
Now close to the elections,
taata wange n'afuna accident.
my dad got an accident.
Ate yali atambula ng'anoonyeza akalulu.
And he was someone who was so vibrant in getting me a vote.
Because he was my number one fan.
Ye muntu eyali asinga
Ate yali
okumpagira.
ankirizaamu nnyo.
And he really believed in me so much.
So yali ava nga ayingira mu luguudo.
Now when he was getting to the road,
lorry was a trailer
trailer nejja
ku Kampala Jinja Highway.
ku Kampala Jinja Highway,
Nemukuba
and it hit him
nemumenya amagulu.
and it broke his legs.
And I was 2 weeks to the primaries. I stood as an interim candidate.
Kakati nga wabulayo wiiki bbiri ngende mu kalulu akakaada.
Ne bankubira taata wafunye accident.
And they called me that my dad had got an
The
accident.
nearest hospital was Jinja.
Eddwaliro eryali okumpi lyali lya Jinja.
So we twatuukayo ne tusanga amagulu gonna bakoze eki
When we got there, we found all his legs
nga bagamenye.
being broken.
He was the biggest supporter
Ye yali omuntu asinga okumpagira.
because ye yali akola, nze nali noonya akalulu ye n'akola ebirala.
I was looking for the vote, and then he was doing the rest
He
of the
was
stuff.
doing the kakuyege. Mumanyi kakuyege?
Nga ye akola kakuyege oyo.
Ekiro
At night,
ng'agamba gwe ku makya gwe noonya akalulu, ekiro weebake, nze ekiro ntambule.
he was telling me, you do it during day, and at night I will move on.
So ne bamutwala bamugya ejjinja ne bamutwala e Kampala.
So they got him from Jinja to Kampala,
So nali nyina osigala mu kalulu
and I had to remind him to the
because I had
election.
no choice. He had to go to Kampala for an operation and I had to go to look for the votes.
Sayina kyakusalawo, taata yali alina okugenda mu ddwaliro nga nze nina osigala mu byakalulu.
The next day
Olunaku olwaddirira,
nali nyina meetings nga 3 ez'okusinkana abantu.
I had around 3 meetings to meet the people.
But the whole district had known that my father had gotten an
Naye
accident.
district yonna yali ekitegedde nti taata
And
yali
he was
afunye
my
akabenje,
biggest supporter.
ate nga yali asinga
Nga
okumpagira.
yateekamu n'akasente.
And he was also investing in me.
So batuuka eno bagamba
So they
onakalu
were like,
kamukubye.
she has really
So
failed.
natuuka mu bantu ng'olaba face
So when I
zikyuse.
reached people were like, hey, the faces had turned.
Because bali bamanyi nti omuntu abadde supporter
Because they thought that my supporter
ate agenda kufa.
is going to die.
But I didn't give up.
Naye saabivaamu.
because I knew that my father would be fine.
kubanga namanya ntaata ajjabba
Because
bulungi
nagamba Katonda kiki kino kyondeetedde kino.
kubanga I told God that what is this that has come to me.
But there was something that happened to me the next day.
naye waliyo ekyambaako
I
olunaku
became
olulala
even stronger than the way I
bannange
was.
nafuna amaanyi okusinga bwe nnali mu
Because I
kusooka
knew that I didn't have sina muntu agenda
kubanga
kunnyamba.
nakimanya no one was at my back.
So ne njogera n'abantu ne I kept the next day my father wange nava mu operation.
I spoke to the
ne
people.
bamugamba nti bagenda muteekamu ebyuma bamuteekamu ebyuma.
And my dad
nga
came out of
takyasobola
operation, he
kutambula.
would not walk anymore,
So nasigale mu ddwaliro
and he was detained in the hospital
bamuteeka IHK
at IHK,
n'abeerayo for some time.
and was there for quite
Then
a
he
long
went to
time.
Entebbe.
Nadda Entebbe.
Like 4 days to the election.
Kati ennaku ennya nga tugenda mu kalulu,
N'ankubira essimu
he did call me
n'agamba nti nzijja
and told me I'm coming.
bagenda kundeeta mu
I'm
ambulance.
coming with an ambulance.
Najja mu ambulance bamuleeta ewaka.
And he came up to home.
Then we prayed.
Ne tusaba.
N'agamba nti nze Katonda yaŋŋambye ggwe linda kukulangirira
And
bulangirizi.
he told me, my God has told me wait for declaration.
So n'aŋŋamba nti genda kwate ekkubo gende ku Tally Center
And my dad told me, you just walk to the Tally Center
and just sit there
and otuuleyo
and
butuuzi
just pray.
osabe
You're going to win the election.
ogenda kuwangula akalulu.
So ne ŋŋamba tata wange tasobola na kuva ku kitanda.
It's like my dad
Abantu,
cannot
things
even
were in
leave
a
the bed.
mess.
Ebintu nga bitabuse.
So ne tukola bye twasobola okukola.
And we did what we really could.
And I don't know, natandika meeting abantu nga bajja ewaka.
And then he started meeting people that were coming home.
Ne batandika okuŋŋamba taata waali ali mulamu tagenda kufa
They're saying,
kufa kyokka
"Dad
amagulu
is here, he's
talikola
okay."
ki tayina
But then
magulu.
he could not walk.
So ne tukola kakuyege.
And we would talk to the people.
The last day ne tutambula mu bantu.
Olunaku lwa December, we walked through the people.
Then the next day I just abantu bali mu kudduka mu bululu ku makya nazuukuka ne naaba bulungi ne ngenda ne ndonda bwe namala okulonda ne nzira ewaka ne ndya ku lanchi ne nyingira emmotoka ne ngenda ku Tally Center.
Now early in the morning, as people were still working and finding out things, I just did go vote and then went back to the Tally Center.
And I was at the Tally Center and I was so I don't know how to thank God.
Nze nali ku Tally Center simanyi na ngeri yakwebazaamu Katonda.
Because akalu kange kaali 90%.
Because my election was 90%.
I got 90% because I got 60,000 votes.
Kubanga nafuna obululu emitwalo
Ate
600.
yaddako n'afuna 2,000.
And the next person got 2,000.
Ate twali abantu 10 mu kalulu.
And we were 10 people.
So akalu kange ninkawangula.
So I won my
the
election.
primaries. But that is not
Primary.
the general election.
Naye nga
But
si
we
tekalulu ka
twava
bonna.
mu primaries.
Now after the
ebirala nate ne
primaries,
beeyongera.
things got bigger.
Got worse.
Ne bitabuka.
So kyengezaako okubagamba nti kyeki.
What am I trying to say?
That if you have a vision,
Ngezako gamba nti oba n'okwolesebwa oba
ne
ekirooto
goal
n'ekiruubirirwa
and a dream,
n'ekirooto
it can happen.
bisoboka.
Bisoboka.
It is possible.
Ate ng'olina Katonda.
And with God by your side.
Ekizibu kye tuyina these days
The problem that we have these days
is that the youth
kwe kuba nti abavubuka,
temwagala teeka mu maanyi.
you don't want to invest in your effort.
Tewali kya bwereere.
There is nothing for free.
We can come here and pray,
Tusobola okujja ne tusaba
but you have to work.
naye olina okukola.
Because even the Bible says if you don't work, you will not eat.
Kubanga ne Bayibuli egamba nti ataakole n'okulya taalyenga.
So nsaba encouraging abavubuka abali
Therefore,
wano
I encourage all the youth that are here
that you can have a dream and a vision and it comes to pass.
nti osobola okubeera
It doesn't
n'ekiruubirirwa
matter
n'ekirooto
how
ne
long it
bituukirira
takes.
nga si kikulu bbanga ki kye bitutte.
Because njagala obagamba nti mu cabinet ya Uganda
Because I want to tell you that in the Ugandan cabinet,
yenze nsinga obuto
I am the youngest.
in the cabinet.
Mu cabinet ya Uganda.
Because
Kubanga
it was not me but it was God's
Teyali nze,
amaanyi ga Katonda.
but God's power.
Nze abalonzi bo balonda ne bampobwa MP.
People voted for me as the member of
But
parliament.
Katonda n'anyongerako ekitiibwa
But
ekirala.
God gave me another glory.
So it means all glory goes back to God.
Kitegeeza nti ebitiibwa byonna bidde eri Katonda.
Tomanyi otuddeawo mu ntebe tomanyi ky'ogenda
You don't
kubeera.
know what you will be yet, you're just seated there.
Because you're seated in that chair, you don't know tomorrow. Life changes just in
Otudde
a
mu
blink of
katebe
an eye.
tomanyi nti obulamu bukyuka mu lutemya lwa liiso.
Osobola okubeera omuto ng'otudde awo ate enkya yegwe olimiridde
You
wano.
can be young seated there and then tomorrow you will be standing over.
So I encourage you okubeera nga tusobola okubeera ne goal
kati mbazzamu amaanyi tubeere n'ekiruubirirwa,
tubeera ne vision,
tubeere n'okwolesebwa,
ate n'okubeera ne discipline.
and then empisa.
Osobola okumanya Katonda,
You can know God,
kyokka bw'oba tolina discipline,
but when you don't have that good discipline,
n'omulimu gukulema,
you won't even have a good job.
bakugoba wonna w'okola ki.
You will lose all the jobs you get.
So me, my story is a short one.
Kati nze olugero lwange lumpi.
It is not something that I have passed through this and this and this.
Si kintu nti kinene nti mpise mu
But
kino na kino na
nasoma
kino.
ng'abala we basoma ne basoma primary, secondary ne bamala.
But of course I went to school like everyone, from primary to over secondary
But
to all
what
through.
made me different is because I knew what I wanted.
Naye ekyanjawula ku balala namanya kye njagala.
Ate nkyamanyi kye njagala.
Until now I know my value.
Because nze we nali ndi muto, nakula okusinga abalala mu bwongo oba mu kisimanyi.
Because when I was young, I really grew up in mind, in upstairs here. I'm really smart.
Because I meet people I know who I've studied with,
Kubanga nsiŋŋaana abantu be nasoma nabo
and they are surprised.
ne beewuunya.
But ebyo byonna bya Katonda.
But all that is of God.
Everything comes back to God.
Byonna
Because
tumaliriza tudde eri Katonda.
leero mbadde I was fasting.
Today I
So-
was fasting.
So when she told me that to come here, I was like, I have to break my fast.
So wangambye
But
okujja
the good
mugambye
thing
mbadde
I've broken
nnina
my fast here in church.
okusibuluka naye nkumenyedde wano mu church.
So naffe abali wano abali mu bitiibwa naffe tusaba
Now-
ate twebaza Katonda.
Even us that are you
Ate
see in
ne
glories,
tusiiba.
we also pray and fast and also thank God.
Because we also want God to also continue to bless us.
Kubanga era naffe twagala Katonda ayongere nga atuwa omukisa.
So tutagala ondabe wano ogambe nti nina anything different from you.
I don't
No.
want you to see me and see me like I am another
What
special
I can
person.
do, you can also do.
Kyonna kye nnyinza
And
okukola
even
okisobola
better.
n'okusingawo.
Because the opportunities are there.
Kubanga emyaganya weegiri.
Si kyekyo bannange.
Not so people.
So I want to thank Priska and the team
Nolwekyo njagala okwebaza Priska ne ttiimu
for
ye
inviting me here today.
olw'okunkyaza
And I know
leero.
it's not my last time to be
Nkimanyi si
here.
gwe gusemba
I will
okujja.
come more and more and
Nja
more.
kukomawo nkomewo
And my office is open for those who want to be encouraged.
ate ofiisi yange eri abo abaagala okuzibwamu amaanyi enzigule.
Ntula wali ku president's office.
I sit at the president's office,
Next to the prime minister's office.
kumpi ne prime minister's office.
So whenever you want to come, you come. I give you what, because nze nsuubira omuntu ampadde wisdom asinga oyo ampadde sente.
Because nze nzikiriza nti the person that has given me a word of wisdom is better than he that gives me
Because
money.
ekyo nsobola okitambulirako ate ntuuke ku kye njagala.
I can follow what this person tells me to get my goals.
But ekizibu kye tulina
But the problem that we have
nti omuvubuka omuntu owa bulijjo
is that a normal youth
nti aba ayagala bamugiremu bamukole ki.
really wants someone to give them money.
But nkuyigiriza okufuna ki
But
ekyennyanja,
I'm teaching you how to fish.
but not to give you the fish.
Naye nga sikuwadde kyennyanja kyennyini.
Because the hardships we pass through, whatever hardship you pass through, every challenge you pass through, it means you're reaching to your destination.
Kubanga laba buli
You
musanvu na
just to
miteru
make one more
gy'oyitamu
step to reach there.
kitegeeza olina w'otuuka.
But most times people give up.
Naye ebiseera bisinga abantu babivaako
Babivaako na giving up.
and then they give up.
And then you were just one step to that achievement.
Kyokka ng'obadde obuzaayo olutambula lumu otuuke wali.
So mba encouraging abavubuka abali wano,
Therefore I encourage the youth here,
ffe nga bali mu gavumenti,
we as the people that are working in the government,
we have to give you free advice.
tulina obbawa
And you
amagezi
can relate to
ag'obwereere.
me because me, I'm a very social
Ate
person.
musobola okulabirako nze kuba ndi muntu wa bulijjo.
Ate ndi muntu wa bantu.
And I'm a person that loves
We
people.
want to make this government tubeere abantu ba bulijjo nti oli osobola omutuukako,
Twagala government n'abakulembeze to be people that are approachable.
that you can approach them in your situation and they can be there
Nti
to
oyinza
help you.
obbasiŋŋaana mu mbeerayo ate ne bakubeererawo.
Omukyalo ono Priska,
This lady Priska,
mbadde simumanyi,
I didn't know her.
but she just WhatsApped me.
Naye yansindikira message ku WhatsApp
N'agamba manyi muganda wo,
and told me I know
I know your brother,
your brother.
mukwano
He
gwange,
is my friend.
mbadde nsaba ojje ku mukolo gwange.
I asked you to come to my
Ne
function.
mugamba nja kujja.
I said I will.
But today I was given an assignment,
Naye leero naweereddwa eddimo
so I had gone very far.
kati nga ngenze walako.
But I said I will have to make it
Naye ne
today.
ŋŋamba nteeka otuuka.
Because what I promise, mpulira bubi when I've not kept the promise.
Kubanga I feel so bad when I don't kutuukiriza de
So
kisuubizo.
that's byebigere because eki.
That's why I really had to come. Thank you so much for listening to me. Let me hope you've grasped something.
And God bless you all.
Mukama bawe omukisa mwenna.
Right now, Madam, we want to thank you for the time that you have rendered to us. We don't really take it for granted. Right now, at this juncture, we are going to allow like around 3 or 4 people who have questions, burning questions.
Tugendaganyayo abantu babiri ku basatu abalina ebibuuzo.
To please kindly come and ask those questions.
Ebibuuzo bijja kuba bina byokka.
Then the committee will have a group picture with Madam.
Kati kabali ku kakiiko tujja kuba n'ekifaananyi ne Madam.
Yeah, but I'm allowing only 3 burning questions that you have.
Naye nja kukkirizayo ebibuuzo bisatu byokka.
So my first question, ma'am.
Nze nsooka ekibuuzo ekisooka.
Ma'am, would like you to tell us about the State House scholarship.
Nja kusaba otubulireko ku scholarship.
What we have here in our gathering
kubanga betulina wano
are students,
abasinga basomi,
and most of them
era abasinga ku bo
I need
betaaga
because we have different people from eastern part of Uganda,
abantu abava mu eastern,
northern part of Uganda,
abava e Mambuka.
So really we would want those opportunity or chances
katwandagadde ku myagaanya egyo
that we have a student, for example, behind there he's called Emma.
Kati ng'emabega ye tulinayo omukulu gwe bayita Emma.
Muzei these days is encouraging us to do sciences.
Muzei yatuzaamu amaanyi okukola ze science.
He did sciences.
Yakola sciences.
But he really would like to continue with his education.
Naye yandiyagadde okweyongera.
So right now we would like to know how can Emma, who is not a planned kid,
get
a scholarship under the State House? Yes, thank you very much, Madam. As other questions are coming in, please. Okay.
Thank you for that question. He's not a planned kid. Okay. We have a unit in the State House. Akakola ku scholarships ezo.
That works on those scholarships.
You apply like any other person.
Weewandisanga abalala bonna.
Then ne basunsulamu.
And then they have to.
Mostly the president has been encouraging
youths
to study sciences.
They've been telling the youth okusoma sciences.
So most of the youths are getting scholarship from the State House.
Kati abasinga bafuna scholarship okuva mu State House.
So that we can encourage more people to do sciences.
Tuyinza okuzzamu abalala amaanyi okukola sciences.
Kati nze nja kuleka wano contact eyo.
So I'm going to leave that contact here.
For all the information, ekirungi PA wange waali wano.
PA wange, she's here.
She's going to write that and she will take you to the right office.
Ajja kuba wandiika atwale mu yafeesi entuufu.
Yes. That is the.
Thank you very much, Madam Minister.
Kale Madam, ekibuuzo ekirala kikino.
So we have I'm going to give opportunity to only 2 questions. Please, Mr. Shafiq, come over.
Mukulu Shafiq jangu n'ekikyo ne Mukulu Rogers.
Then after that, the committee and the Kenyan team, please prepare to take a picture with Madam Minister.
Committee ne abane
Kenya. Then we shall close the day.
Kubanga tufuna ekifaananyi ne mama.
Okay, let me start with you.
Kantandike naawe Mukulu.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for the time you've given to us. My question is coming just from how you've narrated your journey. As if you knew what you wanted in life. What I would say, you knew your life purpose that you pursued directly in life. Because after your studies, you didn't tell us that maybe you went trying out this job, trying out this. Yeah, such kind of hustling, like how Ugandan youth usually do. Then sometimes we find ourselves life throwing us where we can flourish. And now that is our biggest challenge to Ugandan youth. You may say, I want to be this. I want to be a footballer. Then you concentrate on that. Then from nowhere you don't succeed in that
ogenda maliza ngompira tekwina je
you
gukutusiza
try something else again, you fail in that
nodda
angle,
kubirala ate nebigana
and life tosses you here and there until maybe you discover your life purpose at the age of 50 or 60.
obulamu nebukuyuya weekuzuulira ku myaka 5.
So how better can I discover my purpose so that I pursue only that, and then maybe that's where my blessing is so that I can be able
kati
to achieve.
mubumpimpinyinza ntyo okutegeera ekiri bulamu bwange nsobole okuba nga ntuuka we nnina okugenda.
webale nnyo ekibuuzo ekyo mbagambye nti
Thank you for that
nakola
question.
business.
I told you I was a
Nze
business
nasoma
lady.
business.
I studied business.
I did business administration.
Nasoma business administration.
And then I did a master's in MBA.
Kati nenkola masters mu MBA.
So nange when namala okusoma nenzira ku street.
So after school I had to get back to the street.
I started doing different businesses that I will not tell you.
Nenkola business zesijja bagamba.
But you know women businesses.
Naye mumanyi ez'abakyala ze bakola.
Entono ze nakola.
Those small
so
businesses.
So I didn't just go through to my purpose.
Kakati saagenda butereevu mu kiruubirirwa.
Because if I went to that I would have started as a youth counselor.
Kubanga mbagenda nantandise nga kansala w'abavubuka. Oba chairperson in LCM.
So I didn't I also had to maneuver.
Kati nange naye nina okusala amagezi.
Yeah, but agambye nti how does somebody concentrate on that? Most people concentrate on what they want to do and they never get to achieve that.
But he said that abantu abamu bateekesera ku bintu bye baagala okukola ne batabifuna.
But I believe everyone's journey, life's journey is planned.
Naye nze nzikiriza nti buli lugendo lwa muntu olw'obulamu lwateekebwateekebwa.
God plans your journey for
Katonda yakuteekerateekera olugendo.
And all the challenges you meet.
Na buli kisoomooza ky'osiŋŋaana.
Because tosobola kugamba nti nze ngenda kubeera footballer bwe wabiganye kiba kiganye.
You can't say I'm going to be a footballer. If it fails, it has.
Then that's not where your purpose is.
Awo omanye ekigendererwa kyo ky'obulamu tekiri awo.
Ate osobola okukola ekyo ate n'okisucceedinga.
And then you can do something else and be successful.
So me I believe that it is you may want something.
Kati nze nzikiriza nti oyinza okwagala ekintu ekimu.
But you fail at it because it's not yours.
Nekigaana kubanga tekiba kikyo.
Nekigaana.
And it fails and fails.
Ate n'okwata ekyo ate n'osucceed.
And then you get another thing and then you succeed.
So nze mmanyi nti Katonda yabeera planning olugendo lwo, but when you pray about it, it happens.
So one thing I know.
But me what I know is that whatever you are, what journey you're on right now is a planned journey.
Kyemmanyi kiri kimu nti Katonda yateekateeka naawe buli lugendo lw'oliko mu bulamu Katonda ye yalumanya naawe teekateeka.
So sobola gamba nti nsobola okuplaningira nti sobola okugamba nti okole kino ate achieving.
So I cannot say that you will do this and then achieve it.
But what I know is that all the challenges we pass through, we get to the right purpose at the end of that day.
Kyemmanyi nti buli bisoomooza bye tusiŋŋaana biba bituzza mu kigendererwa ekituufu eky'obulamu.
Ansubire nkuzeemu.
Let me hope I answered good.
Okay, let's have our last question.
Katulabe ekifuubizo kyaffe ekisemba.
Good evening, madam.
Madam wasiizibwa otya?
My name is Shafiq Waiswa.
Amannya nze Shafiq Waiswa.
I come from the nearby district.
Nze nviira wali eri kumpi n'ebiiko.
Jinja.
Eibinda.
I stay in Bugembe Katende.
I stay in Bugembe Katende.
But I'm a medical personnel.
Naye ndi musawo.
But I found a challenge.
Naye nfunye okusoomoozebwa.
With a cluster with a Sickle Cell Association of Uganda.
Ne Sickle Cell Association ya Uganda.
We have a lot of sicklers.
Tuyina abantu bangi abalina sickle cell mu kitundu.
We have done a lot of sensitization.
Tugezezaako kwogera n'abantu.
We have tried to do tests.
N'okukebera.
And also to empower the sicklers.
N'okuba w'amaanyi.
But we have had an issue that sicklers die before 20.
Naye tulina ensonga nti bafa tebannaweza myaka.
But now we have a generation that has risen beyond 20.
Kati ate tulina abo abasukka ku 2 ekisusse ku 2.
Some of them are medics, some of them are in different sectors.
Abalala abamu ku bo bali mu busawo, abalala bali mu bintu birala bya njawulo.
Many of them have been fired.
Era bangi bagobeddwa.
Because of their off and on from their places of work.
Kubanga bakola ate luli ne balwala ne batabaayo.
We have moved to different offices.
Ne bagenda mu yafeesi endala.
We have failed to get justice.
Ne tulemerera okufunayo obuyambi.
We are trying to make a voice.
Tugezaako okukola eddoboozi okwogera.
But all offices
naye yafeesi zonna
are not in the line.
Teziyinziza tuyamba.
What can we go about that, and what is the state having for sicklers?
Tuyinza kikola tutya, tukole batya, era eggwanga lirina ki eri abalwadde ba sickle cell?
Okay.
Kale.
That is so unfortunate.
Ekyo kibi
and I think
dala.
It's unfair.
Ate tekigwana.
Being a sickler doesn't mean that you're supposed to be isolated from the rest of
si
the
kya
people.
bwenkanya okubeera omulwadde wa sickle cell tekikwawuliza mu
Because
bantu.
waliwo endwadde endala ezisinga ku ezo.
Because we even have diseases that are more worse than
And
that.
abantu abangi bakola.
And many people working.
So I don't know which offices you've gone to,
Kati I don't know office kize mugenzeemu.
but I don't know if you have got in contact to if some of them are in medic, they're medics.
Abalala ogambye
I don't
basawo.
know if you have contacted the permanent secretary.
Kati simanyi oba mwasiŋŋanako ne permanent secretary.
So kati ekyo tujja kyogerako because it's unfortunate and it's unfair.
Now we'll talk about that kubanga si bwenkanya yadde.
So we can talk and see how I can help.
Tujja kwogera ndaba engeri gye nnyinza oyambamu.
Or to get to the right offices.
Oba tutuuke mu yafeesi
And
entuufu.
why are people, because they are sick, why are they stopped from working?
N'ensonga lwaki abantu bagobwa ku mirimu
Waliwo
kubanga
ebintu
balwadde.
ebimu ebikolebwa nga naffe tetubimanyi.
There are things that are done and we don't know about them.
Because kati waliwo abantu abalina abali mu private sector.
Kubanga there are people that have the private sector that
But
work in
nkimanyi
there.
nti bw'oba ofunye omulimu wabeerawo the contract and what the regulations are.
But I know when you get a job wabeerawo contract gy'osayinga n'ebintu ebitufuga.
So tujja kukyogerako.
We'll talk about it.
How